So this is a bit of an interesting one for me. So the Animaniacs reboot has now officially hit. Well, in the US anyway. We don't know at the time. I don't know when it's coming to the UK, but thanks to a VPN, I was able to actually watch it now because fuck waiting for things I can't be asked, especially when something is available online. So there we go for that part. So this one was a bit interesting. So the Animaniacs, I've never actually watched really when I was a kid, and I've only ever seen the odd, snippet of the Animaniacs. However, Pinky and the Brain, on the other hand, I remember watching that on a CBBC. Back when I was a kid. Actually, when I was little, I actually remember that quite well. So I was more excited on that part than the actual Animaniacs. But they're part of the same show. But they do have very different sort of humor. But it is very cartoony, very Warner Brothers, very sometimes Looney Tune esque. I would say humor to it, but it is more adult, especially this one compared to some of the others. There are a lot of there are quite a few adult sort of jokes, and to be honest, it's clear that with this, in fact, they actually say it. They're trying to cater to a new audience. Like I would consider myself a new audience to the Animaniacs, but also keep the old fans, or the dads as they call it, continuously watching. And to be honest, yeah, it's another one of the you know, 90s, late 80s, early mid to mid 90s reboots, which has really works. Yeah, to be honest, I can't really say anything. I really do enjoy it. I did find it quite funny. I was a little bit worried in the first. At the time of recording, I've only seen the first two episodes, but which are 3 segments each. Now, I was slightly concerned in the first episode where it was just like, oh, it isn't gonna be just, hey, this is and let's just comment on this thing that's different now to when it was in the 90s or whatever like that. Thankfully, it isn't that. I was a little bit worried when I was watching the first two episodes and we get two, massive Trump jokes, and I was just like, ooh, dear, it's gonna date it a bit. But thankfully, they quickly move away from that after that. So, yeah, and the Pinky and the Brain segments that I've seen, the only two I've seen so far, it's basically just it's Pinky and the Brain. It's basically as if no time has passed, as barely any reference to, time passing in that one. So, yeah. Overall, I don't really have anything to say. Like, this is a really good. To be honest, I won't even. I mean, it's not really even a reboot. It's a revival. It is a revival rather than a reboot because it flat rightly states that this is literally just a revival. Yes, the art style is a bit more angular, and obviously it's digital animation versus hand drawn cell animation from back in the 90s, but yeah, it is just a revival, unlike a lot of the other reboots that are happening. The one to compare that I'm a really big fan of is DuckTales. So DuckTales I did actually watch as a kid. I saw nearly every episode, and having it be rebooted in 2017 and continuing to now, that is basically the base thing I can say on that. But I do really like this, and it is really good, very fluid animation as well. Steven Spielberg, pretty much kept his word and did what he did back in the day, and essentially not cheaping out on anything and making sure everything has the maximum amount of effort put into it. So there's not really much I can say. If you, were concerned, if you were concerned that maybe this would be too different, I can't really comment on the Animaniacs part that much, because again, I've only seen the odd short here and there. But in terms of the Pinky and the Brain segments, yeah, they're pretty much the same as they always were, pretty much. And it is really enjoyable. it is really enjoyable. I do quite like it, and I will continue to watch the remaining 9 episodes of this part of the season, and I'm looking forward to more episodes to come as well. So hopefully this will continue on for years to come. Because to be honest, this show legitimately made me laugh. This show legitimately made me laugh. Where I have a lot of other shows of this type, that are trying to be comedies aimed at kids but also have an adult audience in mind, normally fail at one of those two aspects. This one does both pretty well. And yeah, it still continues to say, so I can do nothing but, just highly recommend that. It is nice that, although the film industry this year has kind of, gone to clutters, because of what, coronavirus. Yeah, I said it. Fuck you, YouTube. But thankfully, stuff like television, and particularly animated, television, we've had a pretty good year in terms of animated stuff this year. Obviously, DuckTales, as I said, has continued. We've had the second season of Harley Quinn, which I think dropped earlier than it was supposed to. So, in terms of animated shows and that, TV shows, yeah, we've got a pretty good year with that. Animated films for this year, the few that we've had are being lackluster, to be honest, but in terms of animated shows, yeah, this is a really good one, and this is, at least from what I've seen so far, this is pretty much up there. This is up there, and it's not, but it does make a few commentaries about things. Thankfully, a lot of it is more generalized, and they do, and I do like the fact that they do point out that they are selling out technically. So when they make a joke about something, like for example, they say, "Oh, everything from the 90s and everything is getting rebooted," they don't exempt themselves from it. They actually, make jokes about it, which you might have seen in trailers. And I do like the fact that they do poke fun at themselves, because a lot of shows will point out something, but then be blissfully unaware that they're doing the exact same thing. This show knows it. So, yeah. Other than that, I don't really have much else to say on that. It's just go watch it. Just go watch it, because we all need a laugh at the minute. We all do need a laugh in the minute, and although some jokes you might not enjoy, there will be at least one there in every segment that will get a laugh from me. So yeah, that's basically it for that, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.